technology contained within the modern motor car can be both fascinating but slightly baffling nowadays as well. Most of such technology exists to make our cars safer, more efficient and just better than ever to drive. But some of it can be quite confusing for the average motorist, so in this A to Z series we will attempt to unravel the mystery of technology that is the modern motor car. This week, the letter S. The suspension system in a vehicle is effectively what connects the tyres to the chassis. The tyres are mounted to the wheels are connected to whatever form of suspension is being used, and the suspension system is then connected to the chassis. All of which sounds reasonably simple, but which it isn't at all, because all manner of suspension systems are used in all manner of vehicles. Some that have struts and coil springs, some that have double wishbones and coil springs, others that have multiple links and coil springs at one end with struts and coil springs at the other, and some, like the latest Range Rovers, even use the magic of air to suspend and control the shocks that are encountered by the tyres of a vehicle as it moves across the terrain. In all vehicles, however, the suspension will feature some kind of damper in the system somewhere, which works in conjunction with whatever suspension design is being used to absorb and control those shocks first encountered by the tyres. The suspension of a vehicle is often what provides that vehicle with its strongest sense of personality to whoever is behind the wheel. In Jaguar Land Rover's case, the general emphasis on suspension is to provide comfort and control in equal measure. Certain models are designed to be more comfortable than others, of course, while cars like the F-Type SVR are a lot more sporting in their suspension. S is for supercharging. In simple terms, a supercharger is a device that compresses air before it goes into a combustion engine so that more oxygen is provided to enable that engine to burn more fuel and ultimately to produce more power. The supercharger itself is driven by the engine, and this power can be provided by a number of means: by connection via a belt, or a shaft, or even a chain connected to the crankshaft. And the difference between supercharging and turbocharging is that in a turbocharged engine, the power is provided by the engine's exhaust, so the benefits are felt momentarily after the combustion process, not before as in supercharging. Hence the slightly old-fashioned term turbo lag. Jaguar Land Rover has used supercharged technology for a number of years in a number of its vehicles, usually to spectacular effect. Its most potent supercharged engine is the 5-litre V8, which, in SVR tune, produces 575 horsepower and 700 Nm of torque. Talking of which, S is also for SVO, which stands for Special Vehicle Operations, which is Jaguar Land Rover's bespoke division for high performance and ultra luxury vehicles. SVO employs over 200 people and is based in a brand new £20 million technical centre in Warwickshire, England. Currently, SVO makes the high-performance F-Type SVR and Range Rover SVR, as well as the luxurious Range Rover SVA Autobiography and SVA Autobiography Dynamic. But SVO is also responsible for one-off projects, such as the so-called £1 million lightweight E-Type, the XKSS continuation and the recently revealed Range Rover Reborn. In time, SVO will produce many more high-performance versions of production Jaguars and Land Rovers. Next week, the letter T.